foremost, you've been in this industry for a long time, so you know a lot of different faces, a lot of different names. Talk to me about Herky.
Wow. You know, think about somebody that's 22 years old right now and going to college and starting a business that is still going on after from 1948.
Whew.
He didn't envision where NCA was going.
Right.
He didn't envision where cheerleading was going. He just started something because he saw a need for it. What an amazing, amazing man. But the smarter of the couple was his wife, Dorothy, who was a dear friend because she's the one that visualized they need to wear stuff. So she started the uniform
Did
company,
she
which made a
really?
lot more than the cheer company.
Yeah.
And so what a great team they had. And you know, golly, greatest people ever, giving, loving. And anybody that ever worked for NCA back in the day, we got invited over to their house during staff meeting, and she would have dinner catered, and we were in their backyard, and that was the pool that was shaped like a megaphone. And it was just like, holy cow, we're at Herkie's house. And he did become a hero to all of us. And
Right.
I do appreciate that they still give out awards for the Dorothy and Herkie Award at NCA. And we all know that all of us are splinters off of Herkie.
100%.
And if you don't know your history, you need to learn how your business started. Some girl told me, he said, well, cheerleading started in 1971 with UCA. And I said, no, ma'am. No, ma'am, it didn't. But I'll be happy to tell you, Jeff was an employee and, basically was Herkie's son because Herkie only had 3 girls. And Jeff was the person working for Herkie when he started UCA.
Yeah.
But USA, everybody, WCC, all these companies that were back in the 80s, 70s, and 80s splintered off of Herkie.
Yeah.
So we all can say thank you to Mr. Herkimer and just for our business. And I do love that we honor him. Golly, what a great guy and giving. And, he didn't really want competitive cheer to happen. He fought it for a long time. But again, he's a businessman.
Right.
So he let them try it. And that was Carol and Lance. And he said, okay, we'll try it, but it's not where I want this industry to go. And of course, it was just another outlet for income. And he was just a great businessman with that. And if it promotes cheerleading and golly, yeah, I look back now and just I'm so thankful I got to know him personally
Right.
on a level that very few people now, we all look back at it, that everybody that worked for NCA and that Herkie jump being named after him, even kids at my school, 10 and 11 years old, all know Herkie jump. So
Exactly right. That's awesome.
yeah,
He's the Michael Jordan of cheerleading. Definitely.
and there was cheerleading before him. It just wasn't a brand.
Right.
And that NCA logo, like you were talking about a while ago, NCA's not changed their logo, folks, from the beginning.
Mm-mm.
It is NCA logo.
NCA.
And the logo, you see it. It's like the Nike swoosh.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what is a symbol that represents you? Spirit Celebration ended up being just SC.
Right.
Are you going to SC events?
Right.
It's 2 letters, SC. Spirit of Texas. We go to Spirit. We go to CA. Everything's an acronym.
Right.
So think about when you're branding your company about your acronym.
So I mean, obviously, you got to meet him you got to know him on a personal level, which is extremely amazing. And then ultimately, you ended up purchasing his house. Is this correct?
So kind of crazy. When I moved to Dallas, I worked for Herkie, and then Herkie sold the business, and then I went on to work for Southwest Airlines. Then I opened up a cheer gym, and I became a customer of the people that had bought Herkie. And so then through that, I started the competition company, and then USASF starts, and I quit Southwest because my cheer business is going out the roof. Competitions was my thing. I closed my gym because competitions were going so great. Went from 1 to 2 to all the way up. 1 year we had 22 events, and I was burned out. So I backed down to my top 10 moneymakers.
Mm-hmm.
And they just happened to all be in Dallas. So be it. During that time, I moved to this house, and I was out looking for a house in Preston Hollow because the Spirit Celebration offices were in Richardson. And we were just out house hunting one day and walked and saw this old ranch style house in Preston Hollow. And I asked the guy, I said, did you build this house? He goes, no, some cheerleader guy named Lawrence Herkimer. He didn't even know who Herkie was. He knew his name. Well, Herkie's daughter, she's Sharon Herkimer is one of my best friends, and she's in my phone. So I called her right there, and I go, "Did you ever grow up in this house?" And she screamed, "Oh my God!" That's where the three girls grew up as kids before Herkie made his money, and they moved into Preston North and built the Herkie pool. I didn't have the Herkie pool house. I had the first house where cheerleading started. The shipping of uniforms started in my garage that we had.
That is awesome.
I invited all the girls over, all the Herkimer girls over, and then Mr. Hazelwood, who owns the cheerleading company, is Dorothy Herkimer's brother, and they still own it, the cheerleading company. And so I invited all them over, and she said, "This is where my wedding reception was, in the backyard." And they told us stories on every single room. She said, "This is actually where Herkie got the call when Jeff Webb said he was starting his own thing. And it was a long cord on the phone, and he was in the kitchen talking." And so the history lesson I got just from them was insane. Great. Wow. So it was wonderful. And it was a beautiful house. I remodeled it and made it real modern. And a lot of NCA people came over, Buffy and Justin and Karen Halterman, and anybody in cheer world was always welcome to come over and see Herkie's original house. So when we redid the house, I actually put a spirit stick that Herkie had signed for me in the wall over the fireplace. So everybody came in going, "Now, where's that spirit stick?" I go, "It's in the wall right here behind this fireplace." And so there was a lot of honoring him.
Yeah.
And so I put a sign in the front yard the whole time, "Welcome to the Herkie house."
Yeah.
And we had Herkie house updates on Facebook, and it just got to be such a machine about the redo of Herkie's house. And I was very blessed and honored. And out of all the thousands of houses in Dallas, how did Billy Smith end up with Lawrence Herkimer's house?
And it wasn't like you went looking for it.
No,
it's
his house. And so
wow.
Those are God moments that you need to pay attention to when God's saying. And as soon as he said that, my husband turned. Since he said, "No, this house was built by Lawrence Herkimer," my husband turned and goes, "Well, I guess we're getting this house."